Hey squad, my name is TG Sido and welcome to the week 2 workshop. We got a lot to do today. So, in weeks 1 and 2, what did we actually do? We learned about built-in functions, input, print, variables, int, float, string, boolean, mathematical operators, comparison operators, and finally stir and int functions. So now let's put it all together and actually write some code. You guys ready? I'm ready. Let's get started. So, over here, click on the link in the description for this actual collab notebook so you can write code, and let's get started. And now for task 1. So, write a program that asks the user to type in their age and prints out the age of the user in 10 years. Bonus points do this with and without string concatenation. This is our target output. This is what we want our output to actually look like. So enter your age, they type in their age, and then your, whatever their age is, years old now, but you will be that age plus 10 in 10 years. Cool. All right, so let's actually build this. So we want to use an age variable and actually ask them for their age with input. So we'll say over here, enter your age. Cool. All right, and so note that age, right, when I actually get it back from input is in text string form. I do need to convert it to its numerical integer form. So I'll say age is equal to int of age. So now I have an actual number to do mathematical operations with. So let me do age in 10 years, another variable. So let me go ahead and do that here. And I'll say age plus 10. Awesome. So now that I have age in 10 years, let me actually go ahead and print out the final output message. And so note that I do have this apostrophe in here. And so we're going to actually do this with double quotes and with single quotes. The reason why we'll actually do it with double quotes first is it's a little bit easier. But if you use single quotes, you do need to specify additional dressing because of this apostrophe. So let's do it in both ways. So print. And so now we'll say your, and then we'll do a little space in here. And then now over here, I do want to put in whatever their current age is, but note I do need the string version because you can't do a string plus a number. You need the string version of the number. Remember, string concatenation requires strings on both sides of the addition sign. So let's go ahead and get the string version of our number age. And now let's keep it moving. And now we'll get another string in here. We'll say space, and then we'll say years old now, but you will be, and then we'll say over here, plus stir, right? We want the string version of whatever their age in 10 years will be. So we'll say age in 10 years. And so now that we have that over here, let's complete the rest of the message. So we'll say space in 10 years. Cool. Let's go ahead and run this. Remember, you can use Shift Enter or the play button. So I'll say 24. Awesome. So you're 24 years old now, but you will be 34 in 10 years. Okay, so now that we've done this with double quotes, let's actually try it with single quotes just to show you that dressing I was talking about. So over here, what we see is that we actually can specify a single quote over here if we put this backslash to actually make sure this apostrophe appears. And now let me change this over here to be another single quote. And so now the rest of this string is actually formed well. I can also change these to be single quotes too. Gonna be a little bit more work, but we're all good. I have time. Okay, so now let's get the single quote in here. Awesome. So now we have this. Remember, this is just to make sure that the actual apostrophe appears, this backslash. Let's go ahead and print this. Everything else stayed the same. And so now let me throw in 25. Okay, so you're 25 years old now, but you will be 35 in 10 years. Cool. So for task 2, write a program that asks the user to type in their age, asks the user to type in their best friend's age, and prints out the difference in age. Okay, this is our target output. And so let me go ahead and create the little code cell in here. So we want them to enter their age, get that, enter your best friend's age, get that, and then print out that age difference with this little message. So let's just get right into it. So I'll say age is equal to input. And let me do this, enter your age. Cool. And now let me get the best friend's age. So best friend age, using another call to input with a slightly different message. And remember, I do have that apostrophe, so I'll go ahead and use double quotes. So enter your best friend's age. Okay. And so remember, anything I get back from input is in text form. I need numerical form to actually do mathematical operations, right? To actually do subtraction. So let me convert them to their numerical format. So now, and similarly for best friend age, I'll do the int of that to actually get the number. Cool. Now that I have the numbers, let me actually get the age difference. I'll use a variable for this just to keep everything neat. So what I'll do over here is age minus best friend age. And so note, this is fine right now, but it's super useful to actually have the absolute difference. And so let me go ahead and say abs. This is something we haven't seen before, but this is going to give you the absolute value. So just keep that in mind. So we're using abs, and now we can print out this final output message. So let's go ahead and do that. And so you and your best friend's age difference. Cool. And now some string concatenation. And remember, I need the string version of the age difference, not just age difference. So stir of age difference. Cool. So now to test it out, let me throw in 24. And now my best friend's age, I'll say 29. Cool. So you and your best friend's age difference, 5. Exactly what we expected. Awesome. Let's move to task 3. So write a program that asks the user to type in a random integer number, and then ask the user to type in another random integer number, and then use a Boolean variable to determine whether the following condition is met. First number chosen by the user is less than or equal to the second number chosen by the user. Hopefully, the bells are ringing for last week when we talked about comparison operators for this less than or equal to. Let me continue. And then finally, print out true if the aforementioned condition is met, otherwise print out false. And so hint, the info needed for this step is already in the Boolean variable. And again, this is our target output. Remember, get the first number, then get the second number, and then actually print out this expression and whether the expression is true or false. So let's get right into it. So I'll use num1 for the first random integer. And so I'll say input, enter a random integer number. Cool. All right, and then I'll do num2. It's going to be very similar. Okay, enter another random integer number. Awesome. And so note that I do need the actual numerical versions to actually do this comparison. So I do want to layer this command. So note, before I always had additional lines to do the actual int conversion. So here I'm just layering it, and this is functionally equivalent, just a little bit shorter and neater. Okay, so now that I have the numerical versions in num1 and num2 right now, let me go ahead and do this actual comparison, and I'll store that in a Boolean variable, num1 less than or equal to num2. And so I'll say num1 less than or equal to num2 using those comparison operators we talked about. And now that I have that, let me go to the next line and actually print out this final message. And note, we have all the information we need for this inside of our Boolean variable. So let's go ahead and print this out. And so note over here, I will need the string version of our numbers to actually print out a complete message with other strings. So I'll do this over here. So I'll say stir of num1. Okay, and now I'm doing string concatenation to actually get the rest of this in here. So I'll say space less than equal, another space, and now let me get the string version of num2. Okay, and now that I have the string version of num2, let me go ahead and add another string, concatenate another string, colon, and then over here, I want to do a space, and finally the string version of our Boolean variable. So we have num1. Okay, so now we have this over here. So now we have our final expression. Let's go ahead and actually try this out. So shift enter. So I'm going to enter a random integer number, 10. And now let me do 14. Cool. 10 is definitely less than 14, so this is true as we expected. Let's do it again. So say 10 is the first one, and now let's do 6 as the second number. Okay, right? 10 is definitely bigger than 6, so this is false as we expect. Let's do it again, and let's just say 10 and 10. Right? This is true. Remember, this is less than or equal to. So 10 is definitely equal to 10, so this is true as we expect. So we're all done with the examples today, guys. We learned a lot. We went through a lot of material. Hopefully this was useful. Stay tuned for next week, and I'll see you guys soon.